Hey, good morning, Bhamin.
Good morning, Sanjeev ji. How are you?
Good, very good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay, thanks. That's nice.
Hey guys, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sam.
Good morning, Sam.
How you doing?
We're doing very well. How are you?
I'm good. Have you guys got your cup of coffee? This is early morning for you, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yes, I don't drink a lot of coffee, but had a cup of tea.
Sorry, say that again.
I said I had a cup of tea, I guess. This is my cup of tea.
Yeah, this is your wake up alarm today.
Yeah.
Sam,
It's
where
good.
are you currently?
I'm in Delhi, in New Delhi, in India.
I thought you were just going around. I thought you were in Dubai last we spoke. Maybe I was wrong.
No. I was in Birmingham, but
Birmingham, yes.
then I moved and then back here. Yeah, that's right. Hi, Geeta.
Hi, how are you? Good morning. Am I late?
No. You're in time. It's sharp 7, so we're just waiting for a couple more guys, and we'll start immediately thereafter. Geeta, you're probably a little away from the screen because I don't see the full picture. Do you see her fully, or maybe it's my laptop?
No, my
Yeah,
little like
yeah,
it's
I don't know
blurring.
why it's happening like this. Let me see what's going on
I think
here.
you put your background in the front, I guess. Looks like, I don't know, there's a setting where the background should go in the background. It looks like your,
Background?
yeah, thing is is in the front now, taking over your picture, live picture.
Yeah, actually, you're embossed behind your photograph rather than in front.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, or you could just take that off if you want. Whatever works for you.
Choose
Make
video
it blurry,
filter, maybe. Let me
Make it
see.
blur.
Let me see.
Blur back.
Yeah. Hi, Vinod.
Hi, good morning, Sam.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, doing great, doing
Let
great.
me
How's everybody?
Good morning,
We're all
everybody.
good. We're all good. We're just waiting for people to join in. I see about 45 participants already, and the chat is also coming up. A lot of good mornings, good evenings from people. Of course, a lot of people are from India, as you'd imagine, and we have you guys from the other side of several ponds, if I may say. Yeah, Geeta, this is perfect.
Okay.
We only don't see your brand, but otherwise everything else is perfect. So
Okay.
this is good.
Okay, fine. No problem.
So I think we're waiting
Good
for.
morning, everybody. Good
Mm.
morning, everybody.
Good
I'm
morning.
Geeta.
Good morning.
Hi.
So we have one more person from Chicago who we're waiting for, which is Nathaly. She's the only person not of Indian origin, but she's an Indian India lover. You'll see when you speak to her. And otherwise, we're a house full as far as the guests are concerned. And thank you so much for being there. But we'll start maybe in about 4 or 5 minutes. She's having some problem. This is a free ad, not paid by Coke, but yeah, I was having a Coke Zero by mistake. I put it in my hand. So, but when we start, just to let you know, of course, I'll introduce myself, and then I'd like to introduce all of you. Sanjeev was almost doing gymnastics there. Sanjeev, you went in 4 directions, but and we've lost Geeta. So, of course, when you have multiple people, this will happen. But that's pretty much what it is. So we'll just wait for Nathaly, and then we'll another 3-4 minutes. Of course, she and Geeta, when she comes back, will start. So, I'm just in the meantime looking at people who are on this. Some of the guests who are going to be with us next time also are on the chat. So I'll talk about that as well. And we have, of course, Nathaly's overcome her. I think it was volume problems or something like that. I was told by Ayush. But welcome back, welcome Nathaly, and it's actually back for you.
Thank you.
And Geeta's just coming back as well. So we have the house full now with guests. Fantastic. We'll just take a minute for Geeta to come back fully in and start up.
I don't know what's happening here. Can you
Geeta,
hear me?
we can hear you. The previous one was better. What you had done in the middle, that was perfect. If you want to go back to that, you could. Yeah, this one is perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think it's your
I was trying to
screen
bring the EXP banner in the back, but that's how I got lost. Oh, it's not
doesn't
working. I don't know
matter.
what happened.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. We want change also. Change is part of life. So 5 people
Yeah,
with the banner,
I
and
know.
you exude EXP in any case, so you don't need anybody to define it behind of in front of you. Don't worry, all good.
Okay.
So I think we'll start. We're all set up. Thanks for making it to this show. This is the real state of real estate. Go exponential with Sam, and with Sam, there are five other eminent guests. So what we're doing is I've been running a podcast with series of episodes, but this is a sub series of three, and maybe on popular request might go to 4 or 5, but at least 3 episodes, a sub series, and I'm calling it Cross Border Conversations, talking to different people from guests from EXP, non-EXP, international agents, and others, and taking their perspective. We in India want to do business globally, and we want to know how we should do it, what should we do, and so on and so forth. So that's the reason, we're getting this done. The theme, of course, today for this episode is discover the inside secrets global agents wish you knew before going international. So this is for agents in India, our business partners, others all across. We at EXP believe in giving. So whether it means, giving out information, knowledge, skills to anybody who is from EXP or outside, the entire industry, real estate industry, and otherwise customers, prospects, anybody who wants to understand, the global perspective of this business, we'd like to share that and help them upskill themselves and enhance their knowledge, of course. So good evening, everybody. My name is Sam Chopra. It's good morning for the five other guests here, because I know there are people from there's a guest from Boston, from Canada, Toronto, from Toronto, Canada, Chicago, Long Island, and Orlando. Is that right? My geography was never my strong point when I was back in school, but I guess I got it all right. So my name is Sam Chopra. I'm the president and country leader for eXp Realty in India. I have been in real estate for about 25 years. I've been for almost 15 years with another very large network, which is into franchising. And everybody, all our guests, all our participants, everybody is welcome to this part 1 of our 3-part sub-series, Cross-Border Conversations, where we learn directly from agents across continents about what it truly takes to go global and win. So as an introduction to everybody, I think let's begin with quick introductions. I'll take names, and I'd love it if you could tell us where you're based, how long you've been with eXp, of course, what excites you most about global real estate collaborations. I have chosen each one of you very distinct personalities from different cities. Hopefully, we'll be bringing in property shows to your cities. And, there are developers amongst us as participants. There are EXP and non-EXP agents and business partners and brokers, realtors, consultants, intermediaries, etc., as participants. And they would want to know what excites you most about global real estate collaboration. So with that, over to you guys. I'm going to ask the first introduction, probably Sanjeev. I'll see it from my screen. My screen has Sanjeev right on top on the left. So Sanjeev, over to you. Tell us about yourself and all of this.
Good morning, friends, and good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching this. This is Sanjeev Malik. I've been in the US for about 32 years now, and came here to do my engineering. Did my MBA, masters. Have 3 masters from USA. Just to give you a brief introduction, being in Orlando area for about 26 years, being with EXP about 7-8 years now, close to 8 years now. I love EXP. The reason I jumped into EXP was it was virtual. My lifestyle wanted me to take ownership of my work whenever I wanted, whenever I want to learn, whenever I want to function. And I think that was the biggest benefit I saw in EXP coming in. And apart from other things, where they work with people to kind of retire without 401k. That was the biggest issue people had. Like, hey, what do realtors do when they stop, or when they hang their hat, or when they hang their boots? Where do they get the money from? So 401k is kind of retirement plan for US citizens in North America, where people can get money even when they're not working. So that was my second thing, which got me into EXP. And the third one I would say here is the support EXP gives at all the time. Like, you pick up the phone on the Zoom, or go to the broker room, and you have the best of best people working there. Not one broker, but ultimately 5 or 6 brokers willing to help you out throughout any other process. That's from me, and I can keep on speaking, but I want everybody to get a chance here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sanjeev. You've actually given all the brownie points right there. These are excellent points that the reasons why people join, why people are so much in love with EXP, and that gives me the reason to put in a heart there. So over to Vinod, who's who I'm sure there are a lot of people who do cross-border business between where Vinod is and where you are, Sanjeev, because he's in Toronto. I know it's a cold climb over there, and when it's winter in Vinod's city, Sanjeev's city is nice and warm, and a lot of people migrate from there to your city. But this conversation is about obviously India. But I'm going to let Vinod now talk about his background, and guys, talk about a little bit about what you did before real estate, what happened, etc. I know some of your stories a little more intricately, and I'd love others to know about it as well.
All right.
Thank
Great.
you. Over to you, Vinod.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Good morning from my side. Good evening and good afternoon to other viewers who are there. I'm delighted and I'm excited to be part of this. This is going to be big. And Sam, you're taking it in a very nicer way. I'm so glad that I'm a part of this. And for myself, I migrated from north part of India to Canada 20 years back. And I'm an engineer by my qualification from Chandigarh, from North India. And I joined real estate in 2012. That was another brokerage. So I worked there for 9 years. And for EXP, I joined in 2021. So as Sanjeev mentioned, this is a beautiful company. I loved it. I proudly say one statement: that was my first company. This is my last company where I'm working, because I'm going to retire very soon, because in last 4 years, I've been 4 times Icon agent. And a lot of people who are in EXP, they know what Icon agent is. So I'm making a lot of money here. So no problems with that, because this company provides you, a platform where you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. And you get all kinds of support, but you need to ask for it. So this is about myself, and I'm in Toronto. This is a beautiful city, and the province is Ontario. And I'm excited again to do cross-border transactions, because as I mentioned, I'm from North India. So I love it. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Vinod. Thanks. And we're now going to move down from Toronto. It's only fair to go down on his side to somebody who's not very far from Toronto, which is Chicago. So I'm going to go to Nathaly. Nathaly is the only person not of Indian origin on this panel, by the way. But like I said before, probably Nathaly came in, and before a lot of our guests came in, that she is an India lover, and she's been to India before. And, she asked me the other day, and, if you allow me, I'm going to, you asked me a question and I gave you an answer that day. She says, after hearing a presentation that I had, so by the way, she's been a guest speaker in one of my episodes. And in turn, I have been a guest speaker twice over on her shows. And one of the things she said during my presentation and on her show is, how does one become an Indian citizen, right? Because only Indian citizens could buy properties in India. So I said, very simple, just go and marry one Indian, and that's it. So we are only real estate property finders, but otherwise, if we were marriage counselors, we would have. She's gonna kick me for that, but anyway, that's besides the point. Over to you, Nathaly. Talk about yourself, your history, and you got so much of background in history. We'd love to know more about that.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. The more I learned about international real estate in India, I was excited to actually have my own property there. But then later on, I realized I couldn't. But there's ways, so we'll find a way. So
We'll
yeah,
find a way.
Nathaly, based in Chicago. I'm Peruvian originally, so from South America. I've been in Chicago for 20 years as well, since 2025. It's been a while. So started also in the tech industry many years ago. My career has been in technology mostly, and that's where I met most of my friends from international, from India, from China, from mostly Asia, when I was in international classes, because most people in IT Americans don't usually go to IT, at least back in the day. So my school was full of us international people. So that's how I connected with the culture, and I connected with my best friends are from India region, and or they were born here, but their parents were from Asia. So it was interesting, and yeah, I was in the biotech space for a long time. I left my corporate job about 2 years ago, and I've been in PXP for 4 years altogether. So I was transitioning for 2 years, the usual, leaving corporate to do your passion. So for 2 years, I was, working both jobs, let's say. And 2 years ago, I transitioned to EXP full time. And since then, I haven't looked back, because now being able to not have a job, 9 to 5, allows me to travel and to be in any time zone and in my own schedule. So that's how 2023 was the first time I was in India. So I didn't have to, meet the central time requirement from Illinois, Chicago. So that was a lot of fun. And I love the culture. I love the food. I definitely want to go back. When I go, I stay for a month, because there's no, you cannot go to India for a week. It's just too short. But yeah, I'm passionate about international real estate. As I mentioned, my background is in technology. So when I think about real estate, it only came naturally to think about how can we automate processes, how can we optimize things, because real estate, if you don't touch it, it's kind of old fashioned. It's been old fashioned for a long time. So with technology, that's what I like EXP. It's like it brings the tools and the technology to the front. So people and agents can do things faster, more optimized, be more efficient with their time, and maybe sell more homes and properties if they're in the commercial space. So yeah, that has been my history for a while, and I do a lot of international research. Spend a lot of time in the other countries that EXP is in. So if you ask me international, I love going to different countries, spending 2 to 4 weeks, sometimes 6 weeks, to do deep research and understand the market very well, and speak with the local agents to see which market within the country is like booming more than others, and then bringing that back to the US for opportunities on investments of sometimes here people don't look at, but it's good to bring the education, so they're like, oh, okay, I didn't know you can buy this for that here. So that has been kind of my journey, bringing the like a little butterfly from one place to the other, bringing the knowledge.
Thank you, Nathaly. Thank you. And as you can make out, she is an anchor speaker, so she always gets to speak more. But fair enough. I'll while Geeta is getting her tech sorted with presumably her daughter, I will get Bhamin to speak and then come back to Geeta. So Bhamin, over to you. Tell us about your Boston escapades and your background and all of that.
Thank you, Sam, first of all, for allowing me to speak on this platform. Yeah, my name is Bhamin, and I was born in Gujarat, Ahmedabad, and then I moved to United States in 2000 when I was 13. So from 13 on, I've been in US. I got my doctorate in 2012. I practiced as a corporate headquarter clinical pharmacist for God knows 8 years. But while working, I was thinking, how can I expand more? And that's how I came upon real estate. So, I read it somewhere that there are only 3 ways to make money. One is real estate, stocks and bonds, or if you do something innovation. And, I said, what are my strengths? And, I just, I knew that I was transparent. and I would be able to communicate with everyone efficiently. So I thought, why not real estate? So I got my real estate license in 2016, and then from then on, the trajectory has always gone up. So I'm very thankful to real estate for allowing me to grow. And so I'm in Boston, Massachusetts. I've been here since 2000, as I said. And then in terms of real estate itself, I have done over, $50 million worth of real estate transaction in when it comes to buying and selling real estate in Massachusetts. And I have, I'm also part of a team in Boston, where we have raised over $50 million additionally, and invested in ground up construction in Boston, Massachusetts. So, we have done that successfully. 95% plus of our projects are in success rate. So yeah, that's what I've been doing over here in Boston, which is, help people buy and sell real estate, invest in, ground up construction in Boston. And when it comes to, I think, when it comes to basically investing or doing something in US, I think there are 3 T's that I usually focus on, which is, timeline, transparency, and I forgot the third T, but basically timeline and transparency is very important in US, because everything is very quick. So I'm here to help and collaborate with Indian team as well. Not too well versed in Indian market, but with the help of Sam, I'm hoping I can add value to all. So thank you, Sam.
Absolutely. And so we're going to address you as Doc now onwards, huh? Bhamin, you're a doctor,
Yes,
obviously,
yes.
and doctor turned broker, turned agent, which is fantastic. Brilliant. So thank you. And over to somebody who's from absolutely my neighborhood, because Geeta is from Delhi at some point of time. We had this conversation where she told me about her family and their interests and all of that, and the people that she knew. And she's very much, I mean, I wouldn't call her a Delhi girl, but almost around this area. So Geeta, over to yourself. And believe it or not, I can see EXP on your forehead, so don't worry about it. Leave everything else.
I don't know what happened. My daughter was trying to fix, but I don't want to interrupt right now.
Yeah, I was going to say your sister, but I was not sure. That's why I said daughter, by the way.
Yeah,
Because
I don't want to play around right now while we are on the podcast. So my name is Geeta Shukla. I'm in Long Island, New York. I moved to New York in 1990, even though I came to United States in 1977 when I got married. I was in Houston. Then, my husband was working for oil companies, so we moved to uh, Saudi Arabia for 6 years, and then we moved back to Delhi, Gurgaon, when Gurgaon was nothing. It was a jungle. And at that time, I bought a property on Sector 14 and commercial. I bought an industrial plot in Udyog Vihar. I did all that. Unfortunately, it was
don't tell me you sold it.
yeah,
I hope you kept it.
yeah, I sold it very cheap, very, very cheap. The
It's worth
Sharad
billions of
Batra, I
dollars now.
told you, Delhi Height, he was my next door neighbor. Anyhow, so I am still a Delhi person, even though I'm away from Delhi from 47 years, but I go quite often, and I used to go every year. So I do have, I know almost everybody over there, whether they are politicians or whether they are business people or whatever. So I'm still very well connected with Delhi. Um, However, my family is here. My children are born, raised here. I'm a grandmother of 3 grandkids. And so when I came to, when we moved to New York, we started a garment business. For about 10 years, I was in garment business. Then I took a challenge of getting into franchise business, and I started Dunkin' Donuts, Baskin Robbins. So I got a territory to open 6 of them, but after opening 3, I was done. I said, I don't think I can handle more than that. And even though it was fun, it was very nice, and I learned a lot from there. I would say that I was very naive before I was getting into Dunkin' Donuts, but Dunkin' taught me a lot. And one day, cold turkey, I just decided to sell all my stores and got into real estate in 2007. Started with Daniel Gale, Sotheby's, and then came to Keller Williams. and then from last 7 years with EXP. I love it. I think out of my three profession of government, franchise business, and real estate, this is the best one that I love. And I'm very passionate about real estate, and I'm doing very well, thank God. My daughter works with me. We are mother-daughter team. And I've been Icon agent 7 years with EXP, and I Icon 6 times. The only year I didn't do it, which was the pandemic month that year, obviously. That was the only year I did not Icon. Otherwise, I'm 6 times Icon agent. Only this year in 6 months, I've done $45 million business in just in 6 months. And
Wow,
so,
that's a lot of money. I'm getting, sort of overwhelmed. $45 million in 6 months. Brilliant.
yeah,
So
45
you're gonna
million in
shoot
6
100,
months.
you're gonna shoot 100 for sure.
Well, I don't know, but definitely another 15, 20 more. Yeah, 60, 65. Yeah, hopefully by the end of this year. I love everybody, when I was in Keller, I was a motivational speaker. They used to always ask me to come and speak that how come in such a short time of the real estate, you're competing with people who are in business 30, 40 years. And I always tell everybody, first thing is that in order to become a good agent, be a good person, good human being. Okay, that's very important. And so I'm very transparent. I'm very outspoken. I always tell the truth to my buyers and sellers. Sometimes my daughter finds me that sometimes I'm rude when I talk to them, but I tell them the truth. If I go to take the listing and guy says, I listed my house for $2 million and I did my comps and your house is not worth more than 1.2. So I say, hey, you want to sell the house or you want to sit on it? So that if it's called being rude, that fine. You want me to sit on it? Okay, I'll take the house listing for 2 million. Just don't blame me. I didn't sell it. So transparency is very important. Honesty is very important. And so that's what brought me here. And I love what I do. And I always guide them right. I always think that, it's not their money, it's my money, but how to save them. And a lot of agents, they only okay, their job is, my job is to show you the house. Now I got you the job. Now after that, my job is over. If they ask you any question, go talk to the attorney, go talk to that. No, I hold their hand till the end of the closing. Any obstacles comes, anything comes in between, I stay with them. So that's the most important. So that's why I have a huge referral business, past clients. And
Yeah.
So I love what I do.
Because of that, you'll have past clients because if you do good with your clients, you'll get, they'll stay back with you.
Yeah, for a long time. I sometimes forget them because I have so many clients and I can't keep track of all of them. So sometimes I forget. And after 10 years, they call me, hey, you remember you sold me my house 10 years ago? I'm ready to sell again, buy another one. Okay, fine, here I am. So once I work with them, they don't forget. I would say 8 or 9 out of 10 are very, very loyal to me. That is a very, very, and not only that, the buyers and sellers, when I go and show the house, the other agents give me a lot of respect, and they, in front of me, they tell everybody, you're in very good hands. She's the best agents. So right now, everybody's trying to recruit me, whether it's a Douglas Elliman or whether it's Compass, and they want to give me, $250,000 signing fee, come and join us. You're doing so well. Especially in this market when the interest rate is almost 7% and inventory is so low, and you have done $45 million business in 6 months, come and join us. We'll do this, we'll that. But I love EXP because EXP gives me so much flexibility. I can do whatever I want. And the other thing which also I liked about EXP, stock options. So I made tons of money with stock option because, I'm almost like more than $500,000 just in stock options. I made money, which probably with Keller Williams, I would not have done it. So there are a lot of things in EXP offers, which, I don't want to leave and go to anybody. And I love it where I am.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic. So I'm going to start with questions now that everybody knows everybody. You guys know each other, all the participants, they're swelling up now, the participants, they know each other as well. So Nathaly, I'm going to ask you the first question since you have your, 1 foot in USA and the other in the Latin markets. And of course, you travel across the globe as well. So specifically, Nathaly, you've built strong bridges between North America and Latin America. When agents from other countries approach you, what immediately tells you that they're ready for cross-border business, and what tells you that probably they're not? They're just going to be wasting time. So, what is that? That zing, that key factor which differentiates people who are going to be truly cross-border agents, and those that are just coming to sightsee and tour?
Yeah, I think over time, and I think it applies to international. I found that agents that are more entrepreneurial or business owners have more like willingness to learn more about EXP, because if they're regular agents in small markets, sometimes they can not meet ends meet and they struggle to pay the membership. So those agents are not probably a good fit, because we know over time they will leave. And this happens in Latin America. I feel happens everywhere. So if they cannot like have a mindset that they're entrepreneurial, they want to run their own business, probably this is not for them. But if they are, this is a great vehicle to go and do that. So all throughout Latin America is the same. We got and onboarded several agents in Mexico, in other countries. But if they don't have that drive of like, hey, I want to run my own business, it's gonna fall off eventually. So we have seen like that attrition of agents coming and going to learn, poke their interest, but then they don't stick around because they don't have that drive, that discipline also when you run a business that doesn't keep them in the business. So I think agents that are 1-2 transactions a year, maybe they're not, probably will not find EXP valuable. But people who are at volume and run their own company right now, or they run a brokerage, they're a perfect fit, because they already know what the business is, and they already know that with EXP they save money instead of spend money running their business. So I think that's kind of.
Thank you. Moving to you, Sanjeev. You work, of course, in the US, and you also work in the Indian NRI corridor. You worked with, hundreds of NRI clients investing back home in India. What are they looking for today, from today's date? Is it lifestyle? Is it return on investment? Is it emotional connect? What's the reason that they're investing in India? And how can Indian agents, those who are based out of India, position themselves better for that audience? Over to you.
Thank you, Sam. I just want to start here that I'm also a Forex I agent. I want to be 6 or 7. I want to follow Geeta's steps. That was very motivating, and congratulations to Vinod too, and everybody else who's an icon agent. I've been working with Indian clients both the ways, like people from India, from Bangalore and Delhi, like who are investing in US with me, and vice versa too. It's more coming into America than going to India, just to kind of let you know for that perspective. The people who really come to US from India is because of the safety, that was the biggest thing. They always tell me that once they buy something in America, they are safe. Like they don't feel that something going to happen to the land, and the security, the law, the follow-up law is very great here. Okay, for the people who have gone to India to invest in India, is usually more on ROI, more on that, hey, I want to be in Bangalore because I grew up there, or Hyderabad, because that's where I come from, and one day I will go and settle down there. So that has been my biggest theme, where people say, hey, I know I want to make money in US, but I will go and retire in India. That's a dream. And I had this dream 32 years back too. I still have the dream that one day I'll have enough and go back to India. Realistically thinking, I don't know it is practical or not, because once you live in a lifestyle, it just gets a little bit different when you go back to India. But things are changing a lot. In my last visit to India, I visit India almost every year, once in 2 years for sure, and things are improving a lot. So kudos to everybody there, the infrastructure people, the politicians, and people like you, who are trying to raise this awareness. So
Where
it's
all did you
about the
go,
lifestyle, people who want to go back and connect to their memories, connect to where they grew up, and and they want to think they will retire in a better situation, better location, where they'll be able to connect, and hopefully don't have to work hard to stay here. Basically, that was the kind of theme I have been getting for the most of the people.
Fantastic. And Sanjeev, where did you go this time when you came to India?
All right, I beg your pardon. Can you just repeat that one more time?
Which city did you go to when you came to India?
Okay, yes. Usually, I travel a lot in India too. Every time we go there, I have seen all the four dhams, Hindu religion, so, whenever I make my trip, I make sure, I kind of go to South India, I go to Bangalore, I go to Delhi. Last time I went to Kanpur, Lucknow, because Bombay and Puri. So there's not one place.
Wow.
My parents are from UP, Uttar Pradesh, but my dad was in the military. So we, even in childhood, we used to travel a lot throughout India, so that was one thing. But when I go from here, when I take all my both of my children there, I want them to explore India too. So we always half of my trip is exploring something in India.
I think
In
it's so
Bangalore is where
lovely.
I
No, I wanted to go off topic because of that, because it's a learning for all of us, including me and so many others who are based out of India, that we say we want to go across the globe, but people across the globe want to come not only to India to just go to a pit stop in one city or their home city, but they want to go and explore the rest of the country. And like you said, you've been to the four dhams. I don't think I've been to even one of them, which is quite shameful on my part after hearing you. And it's very nice. I have to say, appreciate what you're doing. Thank you very
and
much.
I bring this to everybody like who I speak to. My kids are born in US too, but they have seen three of the dhams. So we always plan that way that my kids at least have some exposure, and that basically creates that connectivity even if I'm gone. And another thing, I'll also mention the political thing or OCI. So I got my kids my OCI too. So even after I'm gone, they won't be just lost there that I can't go to India. At least the visa problem will not be there. So just want to kind of bring that up to the connectivity has to be there and they love this masala dosa and and with the street food and it's just they love that basically. I just want to leave to everybody to speak to, but I can keep on going on here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sanjeev. So Geeta, over to you. When Indian agents reach out to collaborate internationally, like what you thought that I was doing as well when I called you the first time, what helps them build credibility fastest in your eyes? And is it professionalism, or is it market knowledge, or simple responsiveness?
So I follow have you heard of called SOAR? SOAR, SOAR. S is for situation, O is for obstacles, A for action, and R for results. So I follow that
Brilliant.
strategy. SOAR.
SOAR.
So you have to know the situation. You have to know how to come from the obstacles. Then you have to take actions, and then you see the results. Simple. And that's where
Brilliant.
you need someone local, like for example, Sanjeev, I refer a lot of my clients to Florida. I did not know you. Now I know you. So I was looking for EXP agents. Like I had few times situation where they had property in Ocala and Miami, and they wanted to sell. And I said, okay, fine. I refer to New Jersey. I refer business, and people that refer to me too. So knowledgeable, local knowledge is very important. Like you are expert in your area in Gurugram or India. So anybody who wants to buy property there now, since I didn't have any connections over there, because the previous person who was at your place was not. Sam, thank you so much for taking this much, uh, this podcast and awareness and all that. Thank you so much for everything, which was not done before. You're not the first one. I think there was somebody else prior to you. And I tried to reach out to him.
I'm sure he did a great job, but that's.
I mean, he did a great job in his way, but what you are trying to do is totally, you're taking to the next level, which is very important. And I really thank you and appreciate that. And I have not done, to be honest with you, I have not done any business cross-border, whether taking clients from here to India or India to here. And I'm looking forward for that opportunity. And whatever I can do from my knowledge here local, I'm willing to help.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That's great. And we'll talk about that also as we go ahead. Thank you, Geeta. Vinod, over to you. You've got, of course, Toronto, Canada is really I would say the largest NRI hub in many ways, because, many times probably I may be wrong, but I heard from someone somewhere many years ago that there are more people who speak Punjabi in Canada than in Punjab. I don't know if it's true or not, but either way, you come from a place which is abundant in the Indian diaspora.
Right.
So, how are Indian developers and projects perceived in your market? Indian developers and projects, and what can they do differently to attract serious global investors? When the developers come in there, what should they do to attract investors from your home city, your home country, the adopted city and adopted country, of course? If you could give us a perspective for the developers, what should they do differently?
Awesome. That's a great question. So I was listening to Sanjeev very carefully when he mentioned one statement that money is coming from India to US. I would like to, just discuss that or just want to know a little more depth about it. Because believe me, I'm sorry, I'm not politician at all. I was neutral in India, I'm neutral here. But whatever Mr. Trump is doing, I don't feel that. When you talk about Chicago, I mean, I closely watch all the news and everything, to be honest. Whatever ICE is doing, I just want to ask everybody who's from US that still, I mean, money is really coming from India to US. Let me know that first, and then I'll give you my answer to Sam. Please, if anybody of you can touch base on that really money is coming from India to US or it is vice versa, please.
I don't know if you want to jump on here, Vinod. I mean, the people who I have worked with in last about 7 years, these are, made friends, like, acquaintances, who, like, are not big investors, but they are, like, family people, like, who are trying to buy properties, multiple properties. And they live in India, and they refer me to other friends, like, so the money is coming, it's in a small scale, but it is still coming where they're buying multiple properties here. Yes.
Okay, that's your thing.
If I may say, Vinod, let me also chip in. I believe that business happens irrespectively because sentiments may be up and down at different points of time. I don't think anything is long term in life. Definitely not transactional, decisions. So, I don't want to again make this into a political discussion, but all I want to say is that Indians will continue to invest all across the globe, including the US. This is my belief, and I have my ears to the ground. I know that for a fact. And of course, there is an upturn of investments from different parts of the world into India. These are testing times, trying times. So people will invest a lot into India, but that point is taken. But there is an equal investment even in Canada, even in the US. I've just come back from the UK. There's a lot of investment going into the UK and vice versa. So let's talk about Canada and your experience there.
Right. Okay, no problem. So let's do that. So here in Canada, in Toronto, I would definitely say a lot of people, they really want to invest money in India now, including myself as well. Because as I told that I'm here from last 20 years, I went to India this time in March, April. Like I was in north side of India. I was in Chandigarh, Delhi, Shimla, Amritsar, so a lot of cities, right? So when I was talking to a lot of people there, so money is going from Canada to India. People really want to invest now in India, and how developers, can portray here in a better way. So I would say mainly it is an emotional connect of a lot of people, right? So let's say if anything comes in Delhi or anything comes in Chandigarh, for example, or anywhere in any city of Punjab. So if the developer is well known, they have a good history. I mean, they are in business, let's say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years. If they can show people here in Canada that, okay, we are in this business over, let's say 20 years and we have done hundreds of projects, or this is our history. That is number one. Number two is obviously emotional connect. So people really wants to have some sort of investment or some sort of house, and then they should have a confidence that, okay, my investment is secure. It's not, I'm not going to jeopardize my life savings. So I believe it's a very good market. Now, real estate is not just about the properties. It's about connecting people across the globe. So it's not just now, it's just not about the properties. So that's what my belief is. And this is a very good time, I believe, for Canada at least. And as you rightly mentioned, if it is not the second language spoken here in Canada, it could be third or fourth. Punjabi is the most spoken language, and people are definitely. And I get so many calls, whatever is going on in North America. A lot of people, even I get calls who are there from last 10, 15, 20 years. They are planning to invest, as I mentioned, including myself. So I believe this is a very good time. If developers can come here, show their projects and show their confidence and show the history, and ROI is always there, and people, they are ready to invest. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely right, Vinod. I see a lot of people who want to invest in India. As the world gets smaller, as the communication, internet, open AI, all of that expands, what's happening is we're becoming a borderless society,
Well,
irrespective of whatever might be happening in, a few countries. And when you say borderless, and with aviation also coming up with, new technology, the flights are going to get reduced in terms of travel time. Affordability is going to be a lot more. Time available to every individual is going to be more, and people would want reasons and ways of spending money. I think when travel happens and you go cross border, people will go back to their home countries for investments in a big way. And I completely agree to that factor, that people from all across the globe would want to invest back in their home countries, wherever their home countries, because that's where the comfort is. Then also when the children are growing, the first 3, 5, 7, 10, maybe even up to 15 years, the formative age, a lot of people are wanting to take their kids back home to bring in and let them absorb the culture that the parents and the grandparents grew up from, and then bring them back. So they need a comfortable environment. They need a gated community. They need safety. They need the luxury that they're used to in the country that they're staying. So all this is going to happen. I'm sure it's going to happen in, in Nathaly's city, in the country. It's going to happen in ours. It's going to happen everywhere across the globe. But in the interest of time, I'm going to go to Bhamin. So Bhamin, I'm going to needle you on that. But good, fantastic. At least we have a doctor around, which is so nice. Bhamin, you spent more than a decade working exclusively with the US market. I know that you haven't spent time with the Indian market. Firstly, what's kept your focus there? And what are your biggest differences? What are the biggest differences you've noticed between how a US agent operates and how emerging market agents, like in India and other countries, do business? Because I'm sure you've done some comparables. You might have some idea on that. So what is the professional approach? And if I may just overburden you with, or maybe I'll do it after that. I'll set up a part question post this. But over to you, Bhamin.
So what kept me focused? I would say that, the purpose. Whenever you have a bigger purpose, you could stay focused in your lane. Otherwise, your mind would be deviated in 10 different directions. So as Tony Robbins, one of the, motivational speaker you may have heard of, where focus goes, energy flows. So I would say that, my purpose has driven me in this path more and more. And it's the idea of ability to add value and to contribute. So yeah, I would say the focus is absolutely necessary, and it comes from the purpose. And in regards to your secondary question, I can't necessarily compare it to how it is in India, because I haven't seen a lot of transactions happening in India. But over here, it really comes down to basically, as I was talking about 3 T's, which is transparency, timelines, and teamwork. So
That's
because
well.
as I shared, deals here move very fast, and the success basically depends on the documentation of that work, the quick decision making you have, and the relationships that you build, whether it's attorney, lender, or an inspector up here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah.
Absolutely. But if and I know that you want to collaborate with Indian agents, and if you were to start exploring collaboration, of course, with all of us and others, and a lot of Indians that are, on the, at this session right now on the episode, if you were collaborating with Indian agents or developers or both, what would you look for in a partner before trusting them with your clients? Because remember, the clients are yours.
Yes.
Developers and Indian agents are coming into Boston. They want to sell their properties to your clients. So what would you look for in a partner, whether he's a developer or he's an agent from India?
So I'm going to point that out to what Geeta ji had shared earlier, and I know she shared that it's how a human being is. So when you interact with an individual, you'll be able to figure out how that individual is. Is he just looking for, is the transaction is just transactional based only, or does it have a bigger picture? They're looking out they're looking out for everyone. So whether it's, your biggest asset would be, protecting your investors. And the only way you can protect your investors is to see how that individual developer is. How do you, knowing their references, how have they performed in the past? What are their future plans? And knowing this past and future, you can be sure that, at least close to be sure that your clients that you bring in, the investors that you bring in, they're protected. So as Geeta would say, I would say I think it's the human being itself, how they are as a human being.
Really?
And that would make life easier to see if you can bring your clients to invest in that specific developer.
Very, very true. I was told once when I was looking for in the franchise business, when I was looking for new franchisees for our real estate business in my previous network, I asked a person, I said, so how do I know this guy's good or not? So he said, gut feeling. I said, how do I get that
Sam,
gut
can you
feeling?
hear me? I'm sorry if I think my internet is.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Bhamin, it's probably from your end. You've sort of frozen. Maybe you've frozen. Yeah. So I was told, what is it that you look for in that franchisee? And I was told gut, and I said, how do I get the gut feel? He said, very simple. All you need to do is figure out whether you'd be ready to call that person home for dinner with your family. And if you think you can, then bring him in as a franchisee. If you think you can't, don't bring him in. Because remember, you're actually building a extended family. And if you're not comfortable with somebody and to introduce him to your family or have a dinner at home, don't bring the guy on. So, I resonate with what Bhamin is saying, absolutely. You're back on track, Bhamin.
Sam, sincere apologies. I think I was connected to my wrong Wi-Fi, hence there was a lag. So sincere apologies to all.
No, that's fine. Don't worry about it. We heard you through, and it was only when I was speaking. So no disruptions, no interruptions. All good. So listen, lessons from the collaborations. You've done a lot of collaborations, different people with different, with different partners, developers, etc. Whether within intra-US or inter-US and other countries, or between India and India and the US. It could be any place. It doesn't matter. But you've done some collaborations. Let's hear a few success stories from you guys. Moments when collaborations across countries produced an unexpected win. Maybe it was a client referral, a joint marketing campaign, or just sharing best practices that created some new opportunities for others. So if you could just give me, in the interest of time, maybe just a 2-minute slug line saying that this is what happened, this was the outcome. So probably Sanjeev, you wanna give a one-liner?
I'll do quick. The guy or the family I was working who bought properties here, he just called me 3 weeks back. He had a friend who had properties in Chicago, and they're winding up all the project and going to India to invest there. It's about $20 million property, say a commercial property, and he called me to help him sell his property in Chicago. So maybe I have to call Natalie now. And we are still in talking, I guess. But that was a big thing that he trusted me with his a friend who want to basically wind up in America, and he's been here America for 20 years too. So it's just kind of I felt good just able to he just gave me a call and referring me. That was a good win for me. I'm still working through the process. Thank you.
Fantastic. Vinod?
Yes, so I would say definitely EXP has given us all that platform. Earlier, with my previous brokerage for 9 years, I was just focused in my city, let's say Toronto. But with EXP in last 4.5 years, we could have, I think we have done over 15 to 20 transactions in Canada in different provinces and some in US as well by referring clients who were relocating from this city to another province or to other countries. So I believe 15 to 20 transactions have already done. So I believe this is a great platform. As I mentioned, this is getting global now. So wherever you are, whatever you can sell, buy, invest anywhere across the globe. I believe EXP is there in 25 countries, and that is big.
But you're going to 30 now, actually. We've just signed up with both Japan and South Korea. Japan's the latest one. So yeah, we were getting to almost 30, short of 30. We'll probably be more in when we are in Barcelona. How many of you are coming to, in Mexico? How many of you are coming to Mexico?
Not this time.
Miami. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Why am I saying Mexico and Barcelona?
No, not this time. I think it is happening in October, somewhere near to Diwali, isn't it?
It's on Diwali day. So I'm missing Diwali. I'm flying in from India to Miami to miss Diwali, but I have second almost as good an option to be in Miami for Diwali, so I will be there. But nobody else is going amongst the 6 of us?
Not really. No, that I could have joined, but because of Diwali.
Diwali factor.
Yeah,
but
same
I'm
here.
busy.
Yeah.
Because of Diwali, right? Yeah. It's banging Diwali. So, okay. So I guess Nathaly and I are going to be there. But we'll see the rest of you, maybe less than a month after that. So, Geeta, what about you? Any success story that you'd like to talk about? Mute.
Success story in which way?
Collaboration, cross-border, anything that helped you, anything you've done, some great success story. You don't have to name the customer, but just give us some good story.
Unfortunately, I have not looked into it. I'll be very honest. I have not done anything cross-border because
But
because
what
of
about
my own
no, it's not about you.
because
I'm not
of
talking
my
about you
own
as the
bad
investor.
experience. Because of my own bad experience with Raheja, I lost interest. You know what? I told you that, right?
Of
And
course.
so I have not done because
But you told me, Geeta, sorry to interrupt. You told me that you did business with Indian industry houses who bought properties from you in the US. In US, in Long Island, right? So that's cross-border itself, no?
No.
Oh,
No, I have not worked with any. I have not. I'm. That's why I'm very interested now. But I have not done any cross-border. Not. I've taken any client here to India or any Indian client to here. Even though I know a lot of people, but I never looked into it. Which I'm planning to look into it now. I'm looking forward to it. So I do not have any. I do not have any success story.
And you won't have either because you haven't.
So, but going back to your question, I think I do want to share a success story. As I was sharing earlier, that I have I'm working with a team that does a lot of ground up construction and invest in existing, whether it's 32 units that is already producing a cash flow. So, I do want to speak a little bit about it. What I wanted to share is that we as an operator, when we operate up here in Boston, when a client invests money in our deal, we try to be very transparent with them and give them a proper timeline. Also, communication is very much important. So, for example, if it's just a ground up construction, then it usually takes a year or two to complete. So every month or two, we have a timeline that as an operator team, we do have to go on a call with all our investors, just like the Zoom call, and let them know where we are in the transaction itself. So giving them that clear transparency and communication every
Brilliant.
2 to 3 months is very, very important. That way, the clients that you're dealing with know where we are in the entire process. And in regards to the success, I generally my clients end up earning about 20% annualized on their transaction that or on the money that they're investing. Our last deal was in Louisville, Kentucky area, MSM area. That's not in Massachusetts, but we bought out like 32 units that was already producing cash flow, which is apartment complex. And in 3 years, we did, exited the property, and everybody was able to make 2.5% on their money. So a person that is basically a person who has invested 100K, they ended up making $250,000 total aggregate, so $150,000 profit. So yeah, so usually transparency is very important. Communication and going through the calls every month or two is very important. So
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So we're going to wind up maybe in the next 10 minutes because we're obviously running ahead of out of time actually. A one-liner from each of you, your single best advice to Indian agents or to Indian developers or to investors who wish to succeed globally. Professional best practices that you've learned in your environment. Please share your best advice, because our participants are developers, prospects who want to join us, investors, and of course, EXP agents and non-EXP agents right now. So anyone can volunteer to go first.
Yeah, I can start here. One thing I learned about real estate in America is the two words. One is trust and likability. So if you can have trust and likability, built in together, there's a very good chance to have a transaction completed. Okay, that's for being in US, and I know there's a little bit difference in the way things happen in India, and hope they're changing. But I would say for Indian people, don't overpromise and underdeliver. So sometimes I have seen people, just to get a transaction, they will say every single thing and then don't deliver on that. So this is something which will again happen, build a long-term relationship which is stronger when you just don't overpromise and underdeliver. Thank you.
Excellent. Next, please.
All right.
Well,
So I would say to everybody, your network is your net worth. Expand it beyond borders, because we are a borderless company. So your net worth is your network. So collaboration, as I always say, is a new currency. Thank you.
So I can go with that. I mean, I agree with that as well, because sometimes we'll get stuck in our own market locally and we don't think outside. I'm not saying the US might have your buyers, but maybe UK, maybe other countries, right? And we are able to help with that transition. So don't be, invisible, because people want to see more products abroad and they're not being brought to the light. So if people don't have the knowledge or the education or how to, probably they won't find your product. So just get very visible and very loud. I mean, with Sam, with the roadshow, I think that's a great opportunity to come and showcase what you have, because people, if they don't know, if they knew, probably they will buy because it's not as expensive as here. So, get louder on that. That would be my advice.
I would say that I have been sitting in my comfort zone for a long time, which is only just local. And so I want to explore my knowledge, my expertise, my honesty, and I'm a very hardworking person and very, so I would like to explore that myself, getting into cross-border and achieve something like I achieved in my comfort zone.
Sam, you're mute.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you, Vinod. No, you're completely right, Geeta. Everybody needs to get out of their comfort zone, and I have something I call the HIT philosophy, which I use, of course, extensively for the last 25, 30 years, which is honesty, integrity, and transparency. So that's my HIT philosophy. I believe anybody who works with that is welcome to work with us. If he doesn't, then there's no question. I don't touch a person with a barge pole if he doesn't work on that philosophy. So completely resonate. And of course, get out of your comfort zone. You're still a young lady, and you can't say I'm going to hang up my boots at whatever your age is. So you've got kids, you'll have grandkids. Those grandkids will also become realtors, like your daughter has.
Age is just a number. Age is just a
Absolutely,
number.
absolutely. I've got more white hair than all of you guys, and I get up at 6 and I sleep at 1 in the morning, and I'm at the gym by 6:30. So it's all
Yeah,
it's all
same here.
it's all in the mind, nothing
Same
else.
here.
Yeah.
It's all new. It's all mindset. Like Bhamin said, I also did Tony Robbins, Tom Ferry, all of them. I've done that, and I've learned so much. But like I said, that I have so much, I would say, in me that I would like to explore myself and come out of my comfort zone and see what I can do with cross-border. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Great. Bhamin, over to you now.
Just one liner for my Indian team, Indian developer teams is purpose pulls performance. Higher the purpose, your performance would be higher. So purpose pulls performance. That's how I get up every day. I would like to share the same with my team as well. And as Sam and everybody on the panel shared that, teamwork and transparency will help you win any business in any given day. So
Brilliant. You've got some lovely, Tony and Tom one-liners. I love these, and of course Brian. So I've heard, Tony Robinson and Tony Robbins and Brian Buffini, Tom Ferry, all of these guys over the last 17, 18 years that I've been interacting with the US market, and great people to to interact with and learn from. A lot of golden nuggets in their one-liners and their stories. Brilliant. So listen, I'm going to talk a bit about the international roadshow that you guys are doing, because we're probably coming to most of your cities. We're going to. So what I'm doing right now, of course, I'm going to Miami and coming back. But in November, there is the National Association of Realtors convention. It was in Boston last year. And this year it's in Houston. So I will be going to Houston for that. And we're trying to carry some developers from India, and with them, some of our business partners, agents that have referred those developers to us to carry with us. So maybe hoping to get about 4 or 5 of them to various cities. I've got about 6, 7 cities in that connect, but we'll be able to go to only cities where we have at least 60 plus independent families that are interested in making an investment into India, because otherwise there's no point of bearing that cost and traveling with them to these cities. The cities that we're looking at, of course, are Miami, because that's where we're starting from. So we have the Miami World Realtors Congress there. I was a speaker there last year, and I was, of course, a speaker at the NAR Next also last year in November. And this year we're going to be doing. I'm a speaker again at the Miami World Congress this year in November. So post that, we want to go to Orlando, spend some time in Orlando. Then we want to go to Houston, where the NAR Next is going to be held, and that's we'll do a road show hoping to do a roadshow and a follow-up day or a follow-up half day in both Orlando as well as Houston. And then we have a few cities like Chicago, New York, Boston, and Toronto, which we wish to go to. I'm sure others may come in as we speak, but those are the ones we're planning that we may be able to hit all of them or reduce a few. It's really dependent on what the costs are going to be, how reactive our city ambassadors are to that, and how reactive and interested the developers are. So we're at that cusp where now we're giving various expenses to the developers, and on the basis of that, they're going to be affirming over the next week. They would have said yes or no to us, and then we come back and firm things up. This is for the entire participants. So we're starting around the 7th, 8th of November from Miami, and we hope to exit either out of Chicago around the 19th, 20th, or out of Toronto around the 22nd, 23rd of November. Those are looking like the dates that we're working on. I'm still waiting on my my Canadian visa, which has taken a long time, and it's still going to continue to take time. But having said that, ladies and gentlemen, guests, participants, thank you very much for all your brilliant insights. This is exactly what the real estate Go Exponential with Sam stands for: collaboration, learning, and growth beyond borders. I'm hoping that all of you join us next week for part 2. The part 2 is titled The Global Playbook: How to Build a Cross-Border Business that Attracts Clients, Partners, and Profit. So I'll repeat: The Global Playbook: How to Build a Cross-Border Business that Attracts Clients, Partners, and Profits. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm hoping that all of you attend, even the current participants or current guests, if they can come in, it'll be fantastic. Hear us as participants, and of course contribute even on Q&A or in chat. If you contribute something, that's fantastic. Until then, my friends, keep connecting, keep collaborating, and keep going exponential. Thank you very much for your time. It's been wonderful having you here with us. We will take 3-4 minutes before we sign off for everybody to give in a one-liner thank you or something. But before that, there are a lot of chat messages. I'm going to request all the guests to quickly scroll, and if you feel there's a question that needs answering, please answer it. If you want to make note of anything, please do. I see my friend Rick from Pleasanton there. He's always there. He's a diehard loyalist. So thank you, Rick, for making the time from LA. I know it must be really early there, earlier than many other cities. And of course, I see all our regulars over there. I see one gentleman who's worked 17 years with corporate as a senior executive, now a realtor in Mumbai. And so there are a lot of people who've been in the business for long. We've got people from Madurai, Tamil Nadu, settled in Hyderabad, again, realtors associated with gated running township developers. So all the developers, guys, if you feel this makes sense, attend the second and the third podcast also, but please go back to your teams, tell them that we're doing this event, and it's not going to be one event, there'll be multiple events. We've already got 3-4 verbal commitments from developers. They're just waiting for some cost sheets, budgets, etc. As soon as we give it to them, they'll come back with hopefully a yes and not a no, but we'll have that soon. This is a long scroll, by the way. I've got a lot of statements. I see Sunny Randhir Singh, East or West, India is the best. I'm born in North, but brought up all over India. My dad was in the Indian Air Force. I think Sanjeev mentioned something about the armed forces also. So you've got another, veteran family, proud member of a veteran family here. People talking about, Hyderabad being a technology base coming out, Microsoft, Amazon, Fabcon. Maria is talking about Maldives, if you have bias to Maldives Islands, she has some villas, 60% built. So Rita, definitely, we will work on that. I'm sure somebody will. The first American ambassador of Free India, Chester wrote World Without Borders. Absolutely, this is a world without borders for sure. I'm not reading everything, my apologies. Jiten is talking about the new airport coming in Mumbai, in Navi Mumbai. I loved what Vinod said. Collaboration is the new currency. Invest in people and growth will follow. That's a brilliant thing. And we are all about collaboration at EXP. And then we have stuff on US, Canada. I've got somebody who's pleading with Geeta, saying presently Indian builders are changed. So Geeta, let me tell you that when RERA came into India, the Real Estate Regulatory Act, the government's done a fantastic job at that. A lot of hard work, a lot of compliances, escrow accounts, just like you guys have in North America. So they can't just go and rampantly take money and do whatever they have to. There've been a lot of cleansing that has happened. So of course, we'll find that, and you'll find that over a period of time also. Some of you have given your Insta links like Vinod has. I would request if the rest of the guests can just put in at least your Insta, and people will get to know who you are and how to connect with you. I'm sure all of them would want to do that. Ashutosh has spoken about the fact that EXP is expanding and it's also present in Dubai. He's a consultant in Dubai. Yeah, and I'm just running through. And of course, Sunny is in California. As he says, it's sunny in California. I've heard him talk about it, and he's going to be on one of the shows as well. Thank you for being here. Till then, spread happiness, spread kindness, and don't forget to dance. Hey, Sunny, you should say spread sunshine, because that's what you're all about. Very effusive, very, very confident gentleman. So I used to try to put my link tree, but obviously it's not gone there. But nevertheless, if you can pull it out, fantastic. Oh, I can see it there at the bottom. So I have a link tree, which Ayush has sent from my team. If you guys connect to that, you'll be able to get my YouTube, my LinkedIn, my Meta, my email ID, all of that if you are interested. And then we've come out of circle of concern to circle of influence. Nikhil Arya from Pune. Nikhil, we're still waiting to sign you up into EXP. We are regularly connected, but I'm looking forward to coming in very soon. And I'm so happy that you came in today. There is Bichitra Bal, who's put in the LinkedIn address. So if you want to connect with Bichitra, please do so. And of course, I'm getting tired of talking, and this list is never ending. So I'm just going to go. Some people have given their phone numbers. Please connect that. Thank you, Nathaly, for putting your Insta, Vajinder, your email ID, Bilesh, your email ID, Linktree, of course, mine Linktree has gone in regularly, and Sunny's also put in his. If the other guests can put in their Insta so that you can have more followers, that would be lovely. I'd love to have you guys get connected with the rest of them. And of course, if otherwise, you're free to connect with me, and I will share, in case anybody doesn't remember it offhand or anything like that. So with that, just one-liners from all of you to our participants, and let's just close with a big thank you to all participants and all guests. Thank you from my end, and one last line from all of you.
Thank you, Sam, for getting us together here. It was a pleasure, and nice to meet everybody here. Vinod, Nathaly, Geeta, Bhamin. It was nice to connect now that we have one more connection in the cities in US and outside US too. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sam, for having this platform. As Geeta was saying earlier, this is the next level. I mean, even I'm in with EXP almost 4.5 years now, but this wasn't done earlier, and this will definitely create a lot of opportunities for all of us because we are part of India. But yeah, now we can do more business with Indian team as well. And thank you very much to all the panelists. It's great to connect with you, Sanjeev, Nathaly, Bhamin, Geeta ji, and obviously Sam, you are the leader. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sincere gratitude, Sam, for putting this together. We truly appreciate this. Hoping, we could add value to you as well, and, connect with all our Indian team as well. And thank you, panelists, for being so humble on this call. So
I would like to thank, can you hear me?
We can.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Sam, I would like to thank you to bring this thing up, and would like to thank, and it was pleasure meeting with Sanjeev, Vinod, Nathaly, Bhamin, all of you. And also looking forward for this new collaboration. I'm really, really excited. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for adopting me into the Indian family. And
Absolutely. You're adopted.
to learn more, because you never know enough. Sometimes we're always learning. So we do have a community for international real estate agents that are curious to learn more. You can follow us in YouTube as well. We love to share the content, interviews with other agents around the world, because the more interviews we have on podcasts, the more we bring out to the world, not only highlighting those agents, but also highlighting their markets. So if you want to follow us, we're in Instagram and YouTube, of course, with Unicorn Properties, and we love to connect on that way. On if you have anything to share in your market that we don't, that we want to bring to the world, just contact me on Instagram, and we'll be happy to show the highlights.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nathaly. I just want to say in the end that all of you, you have 5 stalwarts from North America here. You all have an opportunity to do business with them. Everybody that you work with has somebody who has a family member in North America. Please connect with them. Tell them that you have business partners across the globe. Right now, North America, in the next podcast, we're going to have people from UK, more people from Canada, and of course, the US. Initially, we're doing those, and then we get other countries. So please inform them. Please, till they don't know, they will not work with you. They will go to somebody else, and you'll get to know, oh my God, he's my client for 15 years, and he's gone and bought something overseas, and I wasn't even involved in it. So propagate, put it on your social media that I have 90,000 friends, collaborators across the globe in almost 30 countries. Work with me. This is what you guys have to communicate to everybody across the globe. And hang on, when you do a transaction, by the way, I personally also get a brokerage from all of you to connect with all of you. And what is my brokerage? You're going to give me a double shot of espresso every time you do a deal. And I hope you guys make millions of dollars and I get thousands of coffee. Of course, not on the same day, because then I'll be completely caffeinated, but I'll take decaffeinated. What the hell? Thank you very much, guys. Over to the next podcast. Until then, you guys have a great time.
Thank you.
Thank you.